Hello, this is Sheshachalam from AstroGuide Mysore. So, this is the start of a big continuous session of classes which I would be taking on astrology. As we in the AstroGuide Mysore Institute decided that we would give free online classes to all our subscribers and all our followers. So there are many students who are asking for classes. So what we thought is, why unnecessarily go for online classes, again restrict the number of people. So I'll be posting all my videos one after the other, mostly on a daily basis. It depends on a human lifestyle also. If I am not able to post it on one day, it will be posted on the next day. Now this is free to all. So I would want people to take seriously this subject of astrology and make use of all our teachings, all my Guruji's teachings, all our teachers who have taught us. They have put a lot of time to teach us. So the first sloka of Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. All our teachers who have taught us everything with regard to astrology, with regard to psychology, with regard to understanding, counseling, so many things we have gone through, medical astrology, XYZ, many chapters, nearly around 35 subjects. So I would try to put across most of the subjects through this particular forum, so that all who are studying astrology will benefit from it. So, the starting class, let me first try to tell you why astrology. Because this is a very big question which comes across all forums where discussion forums are there. Like, why astrology? Of all subjects, why astrology is to be actually believed? Why should we believe astrology? Where is the actual text? Or is there any proof that it actually works? So there are many theories which have been written and documented by many people, wherein how astrology works, and scientific theories are there. Even Western astrologers also have put across how the cosmic waves actually influence the human or any other animal life or inanimate life on earth. So let me first come to you from the scratch. When human beings were evolving on earth, let us say there was nothing, there was not even language, there was nothing. There was a very rudimentary, language-based races roaming around earth. I am talking thousands of years earlier to even the big civilizations like the Aryan civilization of the Mohenjo-daro, or the Indus Valley civilization, or the Egyptian civilization. I am just talking about much earlier to it, when human beings were just trying to make, tools out of stone. So I am going to the Stone Age. People, human beings, were amazed by what they would see at night, because everything would have been masked by the sunlight in the daytime. They could not see anything at night in the day. So at night they could see all these celestial bodies. They could see lights actually. They could see specks of lights, beautiful lights like the stars. They did not know. They did not have the knowledge to differentiate between star, planet, the zodiac. Nothing. So there were many stars. They would see this beautiful pattern of stars. And just imagine, if you go to a place where there is very less pollution, and in a clear night you can see millions and billions of stars. Many of them are unfortunate nowadays in city life that they cannot even see a single star because of the pollution, that much of gas emissions, and they are not able to see stars. But anyway, these fellows would all sleep in a huddle, put a small fire, and the fire would slowly die out. So there is no other light but the starlight. On, let us say it is even an Amavasya, which we did not know earlier. Okay, let us say that it was a new moon day and there was no moon at all. And on that day, a starlit sky would look most beautiful than any other thing on this, any other thing a human being has seen ever. So they started to, every day they would sleep and see the sky because the sky was their roof at night time. So they would sleep outside on a big flat boulder or a rock platform. So they would see the sky and they would be amazed by checking out the patterns. They would start drawing patterns. They would start linking. You can actually link this to scientific explorations done in caves in the Stone Age caves, where actually stars have been marked and the lines have been drawn and different types of images have been done. Not these zodiac images. Earlier images were drawn. Like no, they would relate all these dots. They would join these dots to make a bear, a bull, a horse, many things. A fish or something like that. So that's because they have seen that and they could try to make it out in those stars when they join them. The funny thing started happening when they started joining stars. Let us say on point A on a certain day, one person started doing it. After a few days, he suddenly was amazed to see that one of the stars has moved. One light has moved from there and he is not able to join it in the same pattern. So he is confused. He started observing, where is this moving? What is this? It's moving. It's a big light. And every day it's moving a little backwards towards east. So what's this happening? So it's moving backwards towards where the point of sun rises. So he doesn't know what is east. There was no language. So this particular star was very bright. And middle of the night, he could see that moving every day, a little by little, and one day it started setting in the east and he couldn't see it anymore at the night time. And he was waiting. He was also observing that many more other dots of lights, specks of lights have started moving. He was amazed to understand after some time that the same speck of light again comes back. And then he understands that that is Jupiter. We know that it is Jupiter. After evolution, man started to understand that these are nothing but planets. This is very close to Earth. This is not that what is there, the background. The background is something else. The foreground between me on Earth, who is sleeping and trying to visualize, and the background, which is all those stars which are fixed, which are there only in seasons, but they do not move. They are all fixed. The distance between one star and the other star seem to be the same throughout the year. Maybe because it was setting, they could not see it in one particular time of the year, but the people started understanding that these moving objects are to be classified. We have to see what actually they are. So they were amazed because other than anything on the surface of Earth, like plants growing, human beings moving, animals moving, they had not seen anything else move. So now they are seeing something animate in this celestial body that is in the sky. So they started to think that some aliens are there, somebody is watching us. There are gods there above. So there are big ships with big lights. Maybe a big fire is there where people are sitting there and watching us. So there were so many theories which came up in their mind. You can call them ignorant, and we can call ourselves also ignorant because our knowledge is also limited nowadays. Now we know that we don't know. So nobody was ignorant. They were all imagining. They were trying to dream what actually is happening there. So then they started to study the pattern of the movement of these planets. They could visualize from their naked eye, they could see most of the planets like the Mercury, the Venus, which are very close to the sun. And they would always see that After the sunset, you could see a Mercury or a Venus. Or just before the sunrise, you could see a Venus or a Mercury. So, they one thing they understood, that these two guys will never go away from sun. They are very close to sun. Maybe they are their friends. Maybe sun has tied them with a rope and he is managing them. He is not letting them go away. That's what has happened. That is what is the Kepler's orbit. So it is not letting Mercury go away anywhere. We can't see the rope, but that's what it is. That is the orbit. It is within a particular tied rope orbit. So they then started observing the other planets. They also saw that in a particular time of the year, these planets which had to move towards east started moving towards west. So two planets were going like this towards east. Suddenly one planet started moving towards west, the other one is moving towards east. They were mesmerized to understand that these planets can even move backwards, forward. They did not know what is retrogression and what is normal direct motion. So these things were not there. They started to write down. There were people appointed from those communities to sit and write down when actually it moves back, when actually it stays in one place. Stays in one place, nowadays it's called Dagda, or motionless, or dead in speed. It is a perspective from Earth, keeping Earth as a geocentric concept. Geocentric only, no, because it is we who are asking questions. Nobody else sitting on Saturn is talking about astrology. So people on Earth are talking about astrology. That directly means that we are interested in astrology and we take ourselves as a stationary point, and from us we draw lines, we draw angles to moon, to sun, to Mercury, to Venus. We start drawing angles. Even sun also is moving in our charts. It's very clear. If I keep Earth as a static point, even sun revolves around Earth and rotates on its own axis. This is proved by science now. Anyway, coming back to the point, they started making documentation. So people started writing down, and of a sudden they started relating these movements with rainfall, with events like volcano, with events like forest fire, with events like higher temperatures, with events like flood. Because sun gives you seasons. Sun should not be giving you floods. Sun should not be giving you calamities. Sun should not be giving you many other things which usually doesn't happen. If it is a normal thing, then sunrise should happen, moonrise should happen, you should have a full moon, you should have a new moon, and everything should be fine. The winter should be cold, the summer should be hot, the rainy season should be wet, everything should be fine, the spring should be fantastic. The point here is, other than these, there were calamities. Suddenly the forest would start a fire, there would be a big fire in the forest, the whole thing is burning around them. So people were afraid. Some of them started believing that there are demons there throwing, fireballs on earth. There are demons who are, flushing out their buckets on earth. There are nobody flushing anything there, or nobody throwing any fire. But that's the fear one will have when one doesn't have any knowledge about what's happening. So they did not have that much of resource to actually ponder into what's actually happening. So they started making idols, they started worshipping the tree god, they started worshipping the water god, they started worshipping the fire god. So they made everything as god, because they thought that if I please fire, then fire will not harm me. If I please water, water will not flood me. So many things which was there in the earlier level, I am now coming to the Bronze Age and now coming to the next levels, where actually people started documenting, they understood the pattern of these planets, they started naming these planets. The slowest one, which was moving very slow, the whole year you could see it most of the time in the sky, the blue one, and it was called Saturn. And Saturn in Sanskrit was called as Shani or Manda, because it moves slow. The meaning of Shani means slow. The meaning of Manda means Mandagati, means slow mover. So Saturn means slow. Then there was one very big light, which the first light which the person was actually mapping, and that was called as Guru or Brihaspati. Brihat means big, Brihaspati, the big one. So the biggest one. So that is the biggest one, as everybody knows now. It is the biggest one. Then, anyway, everybody knew Moon, and Moon had names even much before even the planets were discovered. Moon was known because you can see Moon in a bigger, light coming every night and trying to make the sky beautiful. So they named it Chandra or Moon or Shashi. So after that, they started naming Shukra, the diamond, the beautiful sparkling planet, and then Buddha, the Buddhi. So they started naming all these planets, and then even Mars. Why should I leave Mars out? So they named Mars, all the 7 planets starting from Sun. And then, including Sun, they called these as Grahas. Graha means one which can attract things to itself. That is, one which has the gravitational strength or the energy is called as a Graha. So all these are Grahas. Okay, I'll come to the Rahu Ketu concept or the northern node and the descending node or the ascending node later on, because it's a little complicated. I need to show you diagrams and I need to show what actually it is, why it moves reverse and all these things later on. But now, after this much of evolution, these patterns were set for mundane astrology only. People wanted to know when to till the earth, when to sow your yams, when to sow corn, when to sow paddy, so that they would get a good harvest. So all our festivities throughout the world, and after nowadays we have started doing festivals on birthdays of some people and even great eminents. We are actually rejoicing on birthdays. Earlier days there were no birthdays. There were only 4 days of festivals, which were the solstice or the equinox. The 4 were the one which happens in April, which is Mesha Sankranti, which happens when, what is Sankranti? When sun enters Mesha. So these things I will talk about very clearly when I talk about the zodiac, but still trying to make people understand that why these 4 cardinal directions were important in the horoscope, or why, what actually it means is that these 4 dates are extremely important. The April 14th, the Jan 14th, 15th, something else falls in June and the other one falls somewhere in September. So it's all 3 months of gap, and the whole year of 365 days is divided into 4 parts, equal parts. Since it's an ellipse, it's not a circle, so it's not equal, but still it has been divided. So in those quarters, those 4 quarters, the farming work was planned. Like when sun enters into Mesha, and after 13 days into Mesha, it comes to Bharani, rain starts pouring, the monsoon is there in India. Mind it, astrology has grown from India, and that is why these are all text. The seasons of monsoon has been put into the text thousands of years earlier. All this history is not there in any other astrological method, because all those methods have been, the offshoots or rebirth or transformations from the earlier Indian, or let us say the Vedic texts, which happened 5,000 or 6,000 years ago from now. So they started all these documentations, and now people have come to know that what and when and how it's happening. So they wanted to know the effects of these planets. How come Saturn, wherever, which is very so far away from Earth, why does it affect us who is on Earth? So then they came to know, then they tried to understand. But anyway, they did not come to know, but they tried to understand after some scientific, now I am somewhere 5,000 years back, not in the Stone Age anymore. We are now amongst kings and wars and everything is happening in the world. So people were more scientifically evolved and had a beautiful perception of how this solar system is, which was called as the Sudarshana Chakra, where Sudarshana is the sun, who was the center of this. So, Sarvesham Grahanam Madhye Surya. So, Surya was sitting in the center. So, we knew this much before even many people were, killed because of telling that Earth is round or spherical in shape. Anyway, so coming to this point, the planetary motions and everything were documented, and the kings and the queens and the statesmen of that particular area who had money to pay the astrologers, because astrologers, the good astrologer who could predict whether this king could win this war or when he should go for war, which particular time is good. So these things were very important, because he should not go for a war when there is going to be a calamity. He should not go for a war when that day it's going to rain very heavily. The elephants would not be able to walk on the slush. So the point is simple. The king wanted to know the correct time. So he would ask the astrologer to do the calculations. So this is where it started, that the application of astrology started. Okay. But I had left out one point. I'll come back to that point. That actually how Saturn or Jupiter is influencing us. The cosmic vibration, which actually started, let's say, at the time of the Big Bang, is all pervading and it's going everywhere. It's going through everything. But some of the solid particles which have become like planets, solid celestial bodies, absorb it, get energized, and again give out the energy, because they cannot keep. As per the law of conservation of energy, nobody can keep energy within them and keep on accumulating, because after a particular time they have to start giving it out. So even Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, all these planets started accumulating the energy, and then they started giving it out in their own way, because they are spinning on their axis. So they started giving it out, and this particular way in which they are giving out the energy, they transformed the cosmic energy into their own vibrations. They have measured each planet in which particular wavelength, the hertz and all those things they have measured. There are scientific people who have done all these things to understand how the waves from the planets are coming to us, how the waves are coming to us through the celestial space, or the cosmic waves are coming to us. So all this they have understood, and that is how they are effective on us, because we are made up of the same stardust. We are made up of the stardust because Earth is made up of stardust, and we have come out of Earth. We eat everything from Earth, and we are nothing but all the carbons, hydrogens and oxygens kept in different places, and this is how our life has happened. So that is how, if that vibration, if there is a vibration from a solid body and it is hitting us, so we also start vibrating. That is because if it is there in us, we will vibrate. Like for example, this has been proved using a tuning fork in the lab. Like you take a vibrating tuning fork to a member, metal member, and that metal member will start vibrating. You don't have to go very close to it. A little bit and it will start vibrating. Why? The sound waves are passing and hitting it. Just imagine the cosmic blast which happened in the Big Bang. How huge it should be. We may not be able to hear it because it might be beyond our, beyond our hearing audible range, and it might be just passing through us. You can record. You can see that in the and the two scientists were awarded Nobel Prize for understanding this. When they were trying to study the microwaves, they suddenly got this particular vibration, which was a continuous humming noise which was coming from the celestial space, and it was in one particular direction and it was coming continuously. They did not understand. They thought that there is some mistake in the mechanism, and then they set everything right once again, and again it was coming. So then this was understood. They understood that this is the cosmic sound. This is the cosmic wave. So they could register it. They got the Nobel Prize for it. So the two brothers or two friends have done it. I'll give you the names later on. This has been very clearly discussed in the book of Theory of Everything by Stephen Hawking. So when the kings and the queens, I'm coming back to the reality now, understood that out of 100 times the astrologer is giving me the time, I am winning more than 80 to 85 times. That means this guy is very accurate. Let me give him a good position and make this science more functional. So he started providing them place, a school, a college, a university, all facilities, and lot of students came in because they understood that king is going to pay you, right? Better you become an astrologer, that's a better paid job. So they have put years and years of study into it, like Parashara, like Varaha Mihira, like Mantreshwara, like Kalidasa. These fellows did not simply do some humbug story and printed books. No, they were living a very simple life, somewhere in the forest in a small ashram, continuously doing research day and night with their students, and they gave out a few points, not much, few points, let us say 10 or 15 thumbnails, like now suddenly if I tell Panchamasthana Adipati and Panchama Karaka, Jupiter, if is well placed, the person will be happy with his children and happy, will have good kids. How can I tell that? Because they have done that research. Years and hours together. Many students have done only research on 5th house. Many students have done research only on the 1st house. Many students have done research full lifetime they have done only on Jupiter. So try to understand, these things have not just been told some humbug story or some abracadabra somewhere, some magic has happened, a book fell down and they opened the book and it was from our language and they understood everything. Nothing like that. People have given their lives, they have given their whole generations to give this. So the Hindu Vedic astrology is not just like that for anybody to ridicule on any forum. So please understand, this has a very big history. Then with all this, we can also see in Western astrology the Stonehenge or many other artifacts which are actually purely based on astronomical planetary movements and astrology, so that they could make their calendars and they could understand what actually they are doing. You can see the Mayan civilization, the Peru, you can see the Incas, then you can go to the Cambodia, you can see the Shiva temple. All are astrological, astronomical, magnificent buildings. They are fantastic. You go there and you can understand. Only then you will understand what actually is Jantar Mantar in Jaipur, where actually the timings, everything were noted. This is still working. If anybody has any doubt on that clock and the machine which is spread over 20-25 acres, people can visit Jaipur, go to Jantar Mantar and see that. You can see that even a second of the watch can be seen on the sand and the mud bricks. The shadow will very clearly keep moving. So what I am trying to tell you is, our people were, ancient people were extremely good in science, and in the middle, on the medieval ages or whatever, it has got slowly, it has eroded because of so many kings fighting each other, and now again we are back. So let us take this science and make it may flourish, and see that our Sanskrit, Vedic knowledge and astrology come to heights once again. Thank you.